Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, this time featuring a updated domain deck. So we played domain a month or two ago, I think it was before rotation, and while it has lost some things, like it did lose the Tri-Lands, I think, which obviously made it harder, it has gained something. And that is primarily Overlord of the Hauntwoods. We've played with the black, red and white Overlords, so it's the first time we're playing with the green one. So it's a 5 mana 6/5, so pretty chunky body, and you can impend it for 4. You can impend 4 by paying 3. It says when it enters or attacks, create a tapped colourless land token named everywhere. There's every basic land type. So obviously, immediately jumps out, this just hits the main straight away. I do think impend 3 would have been better. I think 3 to ramp and then waiting 4 turns to potentially get another one. Well, in theory 5 turns because it only becomes a creature at the end of your 4th turn. Isn't fantastic, but obviously its actual mana cost of 5 is not particularly high. So these work really well in doubles. You get a 3, you play impend this, that gives you 4th mana. So the next turn, if you play a 5th land, you can pay out a 4-cost Overlord. Yeah, and the other main synergy really is Up the Beanstalk. We've seen this card quite a few times. It's a really powerful card in standard. 2 mana, enchantment when it ETBs, and when you cast a spell with mana value 5, draw a 5 or greater, draw a card. And the great thing about Overlord is the mana value is 5 or greater, even if you impend it for 3. So turn 2 Beanstalk, turn 3 Overlord, get that land, draw a card is really, really good. And so our domain cards are Leyline Binding. Again, a 6 mana card that gets reduced by 1 for each basic land type among lands you control. So with the Everywhere land is automatically 1. And because its mana value is 6, it triggers Up the Beanstalk. Herd Migration 7, and we create a 3/3 green beast creature token for each basic land type among lands we control. So ideally 5, but also we can pay 2 to discard it. Search library for basic land card, reveal it, put it into a hand, then shuffle. We gain 3 life. So really good against some aggro decks to get life, and obviously just to find extra lands and maybe get some of our, like our swamp or our mountain lands we don't necessarily need, but we do want for domain. So what else have we got? We do have another, new card, but it's a reprint, Pyroclasm, just 2 copies, deals 2 damage to any creature, so really good against the low to the ground token decks, or mono red or that prowess style deck if they can't pump it. Then Elsewhere Smite deals 3 to target attacking blocking creature, exiles it, so great against things like Heartfire Hero and Cacophony Scamp, which deal damage when they die. This causes exile. 2 copies of Get Lost, destroy target creature, enchantment, Planeswalker. 4 copies of Angel of Wrath, which are basically a removal spell. It's a 4 mana 3/4 flyer lifelink, and then you can kick it for black and or red. And when it enters, basically if it's kicked once, you do 2 damage to any target. If you kick twice, it also deals 2 damage to any target. So this potentially deals 4 damage, gain 4 life. 4 copies of Sunfall, just as our sweeper. We do have 1 copy of Elish Norn because Overlord enters, has ETBs, Archangel of Wrath has ETBs, and Elish Norn is any permanent, so Up the Beanstalk will trigger twice. Atroxa will trigger twice, which is our real big endgame. 7 mana 7/7, Flying, Vigilant, Death Touch, Lifelink. When ETBs with the top 10 cards of the library, for each card type, you may put a card of that type from among the reveal cards into your hand, put the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. So you can pick one of Artifact, Battle, Creature, Enchantment, Instant, Land, Planeswalker, and Sorcery. And what really works really well with, say, Overlord is because it's an enchantment creature, you can take it for either. So you can go, I will get Overlord as my creature and Up the Beanstalk as my enchantment, or Overlord as my enchantment and another Atroxa or Archangel of Wrath as my creature. And then obviously we've got instants, we've got sorceries, we've got creatures. We don't have battles or planeswalkers, but that's that's not an issue. 25 land, we have at least 1 of each basic and 2 planes because most of our cards have white in them, and double white for Archangel and Sunfall. Then 4 commercial districts and 4 lush porticos to surveil, and these do count as land types. So these will turn on domain. And then 4 Hushwood Verges and 2 Thornspire Verges, which are the new Verge lands from Duskmourn, which I really, really like. They tap for 1 mana of a specific colour, and then if you have, it taps for a second one if you have a basic land type of either the land. So Thorns by Verge taps a red and taps a green if we control a mountain or forest. Hauntwoods Verge taps a green, taps a white if we control a forest or plains. So obviously our commercial district and lush portico count. We have 1 Cavern of Souls just up against blue decks, 4 Fabled Passages, and that's a deck. So is it good? And the answer is yes, it is very, very powerful. There's not a particular deck I would say, oh, it struggles against. You know, not like, oh, it struggles against mono red. What's really good about the deck, it's really, really good at stabilizing. You can go, well, I'm falling down to 5, I'm going to lose next turn, but I can, double kick an Arcane Giraffe, take out 2 of their creatures and gain 4 life and have a 3/4 life linker. Or, I can get down a 6/5 or a 1 mana Leyline Binder and draw half my deck throughout the Beanstalk. It's really, really powerful like that. The decks I have struggled against, sometimes, like all decks, you get you draw 6 lands in a row, and you're top decking, you're top decking when you got 2 up the Beanstalks and you just don't draw what you need. That happens. It happens with all deck. It happens a couple of times with this deck. That's frustrating. The only decks it struggled against are more specific cards. One, the blue-white or specifically red-white enchantments deck, and that is specifically for 1 card, Sheltered by Ghosts. Sheltered by Ghosts is a new card which is stupidly powerful. It's a 2 mana enchant creature. Exile any non-land permanent until the card leaves the battlefield, but it also gives the creature +1/+0 lifelink and ward 2. So it can take out any of our enchantments, specifically our Leyline bindings, and buff the creature and make it hard to deal with. It is just one of those stupidly powerful cards, but kind of shouldn't be that powerful. And the only other deck it's really struggled against is the Mono Black Control, specifically with discard version. They discard early and often, sometimes before we can get her up the Beanstalk kind of like combo online. But even when we do, they are a sacrifice-based deck with things like Elish Norn and Sheoldred's Edict. And we don't have many creatures, and we have big, powerful creatures, and the idea is that creature by itself can swing the game, like an Arcane Giraffe or a Traxxas or an Overlord. But when you're playing 1 powerful creature a turn, and they can just minus Liliana, that's where it falls down, basically. Could have some creature lands to offset it, but obviously they don't have basic land types, and we generally want cards to come in play untapped, and we do have some tap lands, but the idea is we play these early or just play them really late, at which point creature lands would have less effectiveness. So it is really, really powerful. It's a great stabilizing deck, and I've had games where you go down to 5, so get an Arcane Giraffe, go up to like 9 or maybe 7, take out a few of their creatures and play an Atraxa, and then they just scoop, because a 7/7, all those keywords, refill your hand, is unbeatable for some decks. So I really, really enjoy this deck. Also, it's a great deck to do your quest with because it has so many colours. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. We go first. Well, we have Pyroclasm for removal, but we don't ever have any other early plays. We don't have any Survival lands, but I think I'll give it a go. I think we get maybe Plains with our Fabled Passage. Oh, I'm probably up against blue-white control, so Pyroclasm's probably going to do nothing. Oh yeah, absolutely typical. I will get another Plains, I think. And I'll use this probably to fetch green, maybe. They get back a chart of the course. So they're on the Reanimator deck. Well, I think we just pitch herd migration to get another land. We will get a swamp. The gin goes into the bin. Well, I imagine this just gets countered. Yep. Maybe I should have impended it. Don't need more land. We only have 5. Yep. Well, they've got the they've got 2 Oculuses into the graveyard. Do they have a helping hand? They do. Oh, on the gin. Fortunately, we only have 1 red. They really should have got back the Oculus. The aim of the game is to get back the Oculus. Obviously, the Incident Sorcerers now have a discount. Obviously, they can get us back with their Get Lost. They might have a counter as well. We'll take out their Djinn. And let's see if we can buff up our Archangel. Yeah, we can definitely cast a Troxer. wonder if they were going to try and get back Hauntwoods again. Well, I'm going to grow the Archangel, or well, explore. I'm hoping they have something. They don't. I reckon they've got a counterspell. So I'm just going to try and clear out their little creatures. Yeah, they. I think they saw the end coming. So he didn't know if they had a counterspell. If we were confident, maybe we played out a Troxer. But obviously then their Hauntwoods can still smash in. But next turn we draw a Leyline Binding, play that for 1, take out the Oculus, carry on smashing in for 5. Our Overlord becomes a creature pretty soon, and we can get down a Troxer as well. We go first. An okay hand, hopefully up the Beanstalk, and Lush Portico can draw us into additional action. And obviously we hopefully draw some of our 5 mana cards to draw with up the Beanstalk. Don't think I need another one. Well, Archangel of Wrath's always a pretty decent draw. So good, we drew 2 of them. But they just buff themselves. Sunfall, I think, is going to be higher on our list of things to get. Well, let's just Surveil again. I don't think we need that, but we will up the Beanstalk again. Leyline Binding is a great draw. We can Leyline bind their Walden. Ooh, let's fetch a Swamp with that. We take out our front liner so they don't get their Gleeful Demolition. We can get a island which gives us full domain. And then we can Herd Migration again and Leyline Binding again. Oh, we can't actually Herd Migration again or Leyline Binding again, but we will just Leyline Binding. There, Walden. We're down to 8. But we can fully kick an Arcane of Wrath, basically clearing their board. We're back up to 12. And obviously we have 2 more in hand. Well, you know what? It worked once. Let's just do it again. We're back up to 16. They're down to 17. We're back up to 19, sorry. We have 6 in hand. They've got 3. Well, let's attack. And third time is definitely the charm. Obviously, they do get a 3-2. But we're up to 26. They're down to 11. They're only on 3 mana as well. Let's just herd migration for... It doesn't matter. Oh, we don't actually have any. Well, let's play out Overlord. Draw a few cards. Probably should have just Pyroclasm first to take out their 1 blocker. I'm going to impend our Overlord as well. But we just have them in the air, yeah. I think they got stuck on lands, but obviously that deck doesn't necessarily need much more than 3. It does stop on counter spelling, double spelling, sorry. But obviously they had 3. We had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 11. So hit domain, not as early as we could, but yeah, 3 Archangel of Wrath in the road as wiping their board. I was gaining 4 life every turn. Really just put the game beyond them. Opponent goes first. We don't have any white mana for Smite, but we can hopefully surveil into it, and Pyroclasm might be useful. Looks like it could be. I'll keep that as we do need lands. Seeing as Pyroclasm can't take out Arabella and go to Surveil again, I'll keep Herd Migration. We are about to take a bit of a hit. Actually, quite a lot of a hit. But now Pyroclasm can take out everything, and then Elsewhere Smite can take out Arabella. Oh, this is gonna sting. But at least we can take out Arabella. I think what we do is hold up herd migration ×2. Now gain a 6 life. And then hopefully Archangel of Wrath can start getting us back into the game. We'll get a swamp. And with our second one, because it doesn't really matter, we'll get a island with this, and then a forest with that. So they're not attacking. Leyline bindings are down to 1. We only have 1 white. Well, I'm going to impend this then. And then hold up Leyline binding. Obviously, if I have Immodane's Recruiter, obviously we are just kaput, basically. We can take that out with the Archangel. We're back up to 11. And next turn we can just get down a Troxer. Refill our hand. Convoke. Yeah, there's a Knight Errant. They do get a lot of 1/1s. Thing is, we can't actually block anything, so we'll take a Leyline and an Overlord. Verge, Pyroclasm. Yeah. Obviously, they see the Leyline binding. Let's just take out their Downy now. So we can block. Next turn we can Pyroclasm, cast, hard cast, well, full cost cast another Overlord to get a 6/5, but the Pyroclasm is going to take out everything apart from their Knight Errant. And obviously we get in for 10. We go back to 20, they go down to 19. And yeah, we just run away with the game essentially. We are on the play with a okay hand. Leyline binding as removal. We'll obviously surveil with everything we've got. We'll keep land so we can play out up the Beanstalk next turn. Oh, all the lush porticos. Keep a herd migration. Use this to get a swamp, maybe? Right, they're on a Helga deck. Well, I'm going to bind in it. Draw 2. I'll keep a Sunfall for now. Next turn, if we draw an untapped land, we can play out Elesh Norn. Draw 2 more cards. Obviously we knew we wouldn't draw an untapped land. They might have a counter spell. They do. We have Get Lost available. I think they might have removal for something. I won't cast Herd Migration because we know we've got a Fable Passage coming. Well, I'm going to get a swamp. Again, I imagine they've got a counterspell, but let's make them have it. They do not. They might have removal then. They've got their own Leyline binding. We can get lost that, but it seems we won't get the ETB trigger from it. Well, how many we've got? 3. We've got 6. Yeah, I think we just play out Archangel of Wrath, take out their Overlord, make them have another binding. That is worse, but we can. Let's Herd Migration. Get a island. And let's just Sunfall. Draw 2 cards. Probably should have attacked first, but it's not like we really need the life. We'll play out the Verge. Let's play out Elesh Norn. Stop their ETB triggers. And then we will get lost their Helga. Oops. So we double up those ETB triggers because they are ETB triggers. And then we can take out Helga, go face, swing in for 4. And there, yeah, we still obviously had another sweeper and the Overlord. Obviously, Elesh Norn turning off their Leyline binding, I think, was a bit of a bummer. Opponent goes first. I suppose we do have a lot of removal, and hopefully herd migration can help get us somewhere. Sure, I'll get another land. Hopefully the Spite can take out Vadmir. It is only once a turn. Yeah. Let's put this on Avatar. And we can hold up herd migration. Or just get lost to take out their Gix. Well, we'll play out the Hauntwood. We'll impend it. Obviously that turns on Leyline Binding, and we can fetch a Plains to cast it. Ooh, they bin Aclazots. And then we can just play out an Overlord. I do imagine they have removal for it. Yep. But obviously we can just cast a herd migration. Great 5, 3/3s. Well, let's up the beanstalk. Let's... Okay, Leyline Binding their Archfiend. Hit him for 15. And yeah, they hadn't leveled up their talent. So obviously didn't have Walled. And then there was, if they're on the Vraska combo, they're still a ways away from being able to do that. Ooh, this is not actually a good hand. This is better. I think we put back a Plains. But yeah, not a great hand. And if we're up against mono red, then we are pretty much in trouble. Probably should have kept that Plains. They might be able to pump it above 3 straight away. If they do pump it above 3, we can herd migration. we play out the Overlord, and I think, yeah, we just kind of need to hope we don't die so we can take out their battle mouse with an Archangel of Wrath. Obviously, if they don't have the sling. The fling, not the sling. Obviously, now we have a 3/4 lifelinker, and we can do that again. Obviously, if we draw a land. And we have to sacrifice it. That's not quite the land we wanted. But we're up to 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that lets us play a Troxer. We will chump the Heartfire Hero again. But I don't think that is enough. Yeah. Exacxes. Opponent goes first. We have no green mana, even though we have 2 Overlords. So this is definitely a mulligan. This is better. I think we put back Herd Migration. No, we need that to get more on it. Or put Archangel of Wrath. Second up the Beanstalk's okay. Sure. Yeah, they take the Leyline binding. Well, let's up the Beanstalk again. And we'll hold up Elspeth's Smite. Next turn we can Herd Migration and up the Beanstalk. Although we'll probably just want to take out their Archfiend. Let's get blue. I'm just going to up the Beanstalk. Because next turn we can Sunfall and draw a lot of cards. And now we've got to 1 mana Leyline Binding. So how much mana do we have? I'll keep that just because we're about to draw a ton of cards anyway. Wow, full land. We'll just hold up one of our get losts. Doesn't really matter what they take. They do take one of them. Right, we will play out the Feral Passage. Let's just take out the Deep Cavern Bat. And we'll go face. And obviously we have Elspeth's Smite for the slasher. We do still have a planes left, which is good. There's something. Not sure what that was. Another Unstoppable Slasher. Well, let's just clear that up. Draw 3 cards. We will Surveil 1. We can hold up Leyline Binding. And our Herd Migration. We don't actually have many basics left. Just the one. So there's no point as using Herd Migration now. Can't cast Leyline Binding either. Well, let them have a sweeper. We have a binding for something if we play it out. We are down at 25 land, 25 cards in deck. Probably should discard a feral passive. You have no more basics. With Unstoppable Slasher, they must be on the combo deck. We've not seen a Bloodletter or a Grievous Wound. Yeah. I think our opponent saw the futility that was coming their way. Could smash him for 15, create another 5, play out a Troxer, play out Elish Norn. Yeah, just take control. Although we were in danger of decking eventually.